Hi there. Last week I released a video on Canada's productivity challenges and I got a lot of feedback. So thank you so much for sending me your feedback. What I was talking in the video was, in the group of 38 countries, these are most economic cooperative countries. We used to be number third and number fourth. Over the last 4 or 5 years, we moved to number 18. And based on their research, that data, it shows that if we don't fix our productivity challenges, we are going towards number 36, number 37 on the list, which is very bottom of the list. So the issue is not that we are moving, very below compared to other countries, but the issue is Canadians will not be able to keep up with the living standards as that is right now. If you haven't watched the video, a link is below this video. Go watch the video as well. We also talk about how countries measure productivity and how we compare with the US and Australia and other countries when it comes to productivity. So in this video, I want to talk about one most critical item that it will not only help business owners or business leaders in their own businesses, but it will also help Canadian productivity challenges as well. So just one most critical item in my views. But before we get to it, take a listen to what Mark Wiseman at David Johnson show in a BNN. He's a former CPPIB CEO and a current chairman of Canada at Lizard. So take a listen to what he has to say about this item.
The second is, and the government did, again, with its AI initiative, address this somewhat, but we need to innovate in this country. We need to encourage innovation in the country, both in the private sector and in government. And that includes making sure that Canadian corporations are spending more on research and development, both to increase the quality of human capital and productive physical capital as well. So that's two. So.
And the second set of data I want you to pay attention to is from Charles St. Arnaud. He's the chief economist at Alberta Central and a former economist at the Bank of Canada. So take a look at the data he shared. He did a lot of research and released his report months back. And he's talking about the data that, from 1961 to 2021, how does the investment change in Canadian economy? So take a look at this data.
The amount of money essentially that Canada has had to put towards home ownership, and then as part of that, things like renovation, compared to investments in areas that you sometimes hear businesses talking about, investing in machinery and equipment and building IP. When you look over the last 6 decades, it's been a remarkable change in spending. And when you compare those numbers to not only the US, but also countries like Australia, you can see that the amount Canada has been investing in areas like housing is outpacing peers. Meanwhile, our investments in manufacturing and technology have been lagging.
So let's talk about innovation. What can business leaders or business owners can do to innovate in their business? On my YouTube channel, there's about 170 interviews for the business leaders. And out of those 170, there's about 10, 11 conversation around innovation. What can business leaders do? There's 3 items that business leaders can take on when they're trying to build took upon innovations. The first item is always building a culture of innovation. This comes from mindset. If you're scaling a company, if you're hiring people, or you're training people, or you having a discussion ongoing basis with the people, you gotta have people in your business that they are open to change. A lot of business leaders I work with, a lot of the companies I work with, they're so that it's close to change that they're so scared of change, they're intimidated by change that a new technology or any change is going to bring to the business. Instead of learning that change and making the best use of it and managing a change, they're just so afraid of change. So, but in your business, if you're going to build a culture of innovation, you need to start with the people, the mindset of your people, and also comfort level they have to change, and that they're open to acceptive to the change as well. So that's number one, the building a culture of innovation. So number 2, look for innovation in your operations. Whether you have a current business process documented or not, look for finding a new ways to achieve the same business process what you've been running in a business. Operation excellence does not come from doing the same thing over and over. But once you have once you build a culture of innovation, take a look at that before you go out and try to reinnovate your product and services. there's a lot of room to improve your operations. Take a look at every business process you have. I work with a lot of business leaders, and I understand, and technology is not their purview. That is not their expertise. They need help in that area to improve some operations. But a lot of other departments like purchasing, accounting, or all other departments, if you're using the same business process for so many years, find a new way to improve the business process. Can you automate something? Can you integrate different systems to improve that productivity of your staff? Can you teach people more? Can you provide more training on their systems? There's so much to do on an operational level and in your business to improve on those operations, that before you go out and there's so much work needs to be done. Or partner with somebody. If technology is not your purview, talk to somebody like somebody who's expert on the technology. If accounting is not your that's not your expertise, talk to some good accountant, or look for expertise outside of your company and see if they can help you improve your operations when it comes to accounting department. So look for excellent operational efficiencies before you embark on your product and services. So that's the number 2, because you're going to improve so much just looking at your operations. You're going to take that operation to a totally different level if you start documenting, start looking for automating business process. So that's the number 2 for innovation. And number 3, look for innovation in your product and services. So once you get a handle on your operations and your people are aligned, definitely that's naturally that the culture is gonna push towards a product and services. Number 3 is definitely take a look at that, how you're delivering product, how you're building products. If you're a service business, take a look at that, how you deliver services, where can you improve on. So once you have those operations under control, it should give you a lot of opportunities to improve on those too. But again, start with building a culture. Second one is the operations. So improve your operations. Use those people that you trained in a first step to improve your operations. And number 3 is, once you finish with operations, take a look at your product and services and see where you can automate, where you can use AI, where you can improve on, and whether either you're going to build a better product for your customers or deliver better services, whatever you can do, or do both. If you want to embark on that. So take a look at those 3 steps. If you need some information, by all means, my contact information is below the video as well. As always, if there's if you got any feedback, my contact information is below this video as well. Send me your feedback. I'll make sure that I'll address that concern in the next video as well. Until next time, enjoy.